Broadcasting from the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, with JB, Real Estate Rome, and True Mac. This is For the Culture.
For the Culture, it's your boy True Mac, Real Estate Rome,
Going on?
JBZ.
You know it.
Scott Vera, our producer, got us right over here at Level 9 Studios, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Right off the strip.
You feel me? Just came to bring y'all some of this culture. What's up, fellas?
Good, man. It's been a minute since we got together. So
Yeah.
it's been a lot going on.
Right.
And so I'm excited to talk about just some things today. I don't really have anything like specific, but you know, we'll
see where this goes. First and foremost, man, this weather is amazing.
A1. A1.
Love
Is
it.
it not the best time of the year?
Man,
Mm-hmm.
it'll happen for about 2 more weeks, and then Vegas gets hot AF.
You got about 45 days.
Yeah.
So if you ain't
2 more weeks.
if you ain't in Vegas, you want to get out here. If you just want some real nice weather.
Yeah, pool's about to start opening up.
I guarantee you getting at the pool right now. You
Right.
get any casino right now. Pool's popping.
Shout
Come
out to
check it
Chaos at the Palms, about to open up next week.
Man, I just saw the little promo video they just did, like literally
Mm-hmm.
not even 45 minutes ago, man. That
Yeah.
video, that little promo video they did was amazing.
It's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Super
sank a
dope.
lot of money into the Palms to kind of reinvigorate and bring it back. They redid all of the rooms, all of the suites that are famous.
Yeah.
They redid everything. So if you get a
Station
chance,
Casinos now,
Sta-
right?
That is
Station
a
Casinos, station owned now.
Yeah,
Um,
man. I went to the Palms. What was it? They were in like the middle of the construction,
Mm-hmm.
and the rooms they were already starting to knock out all the rooms, and
Yeah.
the room we stayed in was super dope.
Yeah.
And so seeing all the stuff that they got now, I'm like,
Yeah, they spent no
Definitely going
expense really kind of trying to make this, you know, the flagship of the company, really rebrand Palms and, you know, knock the dust off it, if you will, and bring it back to some of its glory. And
Some
I
of
think
get
it's gonna
that
be
youthful spirit
absolutely,
flowing.
absolutely.
yeah, man. I think right now, man, like that's really the only Stations Casino that could be popping. Like it's close enough to the strip.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
only other ones you got Red Rock, which is cool. Like it's got
It's for Summerlin nights.
right. It's for someone. Outside of that, you got Texas, Palace Station,
Mm-mm.
Sunset, Boulder,
Sunset,
Green Valley.
Fiesta.
GVR.
Green Valley get
GVR
theirs.
is still,
Yeah.
but GVR could be due for an update too.
Oh, for sure. It's been a while.
I mean, all the other ones are super old. So I mean, if that's kind of like their launch pad of saying we're gonna revamp all stations,
I don't know, that
that's
Palace
a-
Station update is cool too.
Yeah, they
did
just
real good.
redid-
I
they
thought,
just
I
redid-
thought they only just added an additional. I didn't know they.
But they
redid-
they updated the facade, added a convention center, added a bowling
Oh, okay.
alley. I want to say they added a
That
movie theater as well.
Yeah, they theater
Yeah,
cool.
the
I've been
theater's
there.
nice.
The theater
So
real cool.
they spent some money in Palm. You know, Palms is the granddaddy of them all. You know, that's
Yeah.
where they began, Bingo Palace, way back in the day. So they had to
Man,
really
Bingo
sink some
Palace.
money into that. And now, you know, they're actually, since I work out at Red Rock, we're going to be doing some renovations out of Red Rock, upgrading the rooms and whatnot. Pool's
Nice.
still nice. Actually, we're staying there tonight.
I was about to say I need that plug on that room,
Man.
daddy.
Come check me out.
Yeah,
Come check
for
me out
sure.
at the Rock,
Shoot.
for
We
sure.
gonna have to talk
Yeah.
after
No
this.
doubt, no doubt. We actually got a real nice room tonight, celebrating the little man's 13th birthday.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? On
Teens,
the first,
baby,
my
them
my,
teens.
Hey.
my April Fool's baby.
That's
There you
what's
go.
up.
Shout out to Jay for his 13th birthday, my last teenager.
There you go.
It's almost over.
I don't know about almost over, but
It's almost
we got it.
over.
We got him out of Pampers, so we good.
No doubt, no doubt.
On his way.
Yeah, man. I just been really trying to see if this year's gonna add up to last year in rap. And
Man, oh,
we're like 4 months in, and it's not adding up.
No,
It's not adding up.
it's unfortunate.
And it is unfortunate. I thought the trend would just continue through, just like we was gonna get it back thriving and have another little golden era or something.
Well-
And it's not. It ain't over. I mean, it's still, people still
First
got time.
quarter.
I know we're still expecting a bunch of drops this year, but I do like 2 Chainz's new joint.
Okay.
That was actually pretty nice.
A rapper go to the league.
Mm-hmm.
He said that I watched an interview and he said that this is his first album with no trap music. There's no trap beats on it.
Right.
He got a slew of producers. He got a joint with Ninth Wonder. It's called Threat to Society.
Yeah, that was nice.
That's really funky. He got a joint with K-Dot, Mama, I Hit a Lick. That's mindless. Like,
Murdering it.
It just goes.
What was the last track on it? Sam?
Sam.
Oh, man.
Uncle Sam taking grams
Dude.
out the bag.
Man, that one was hot.
And he just touched on a bunch of topics. He got his political riffs off. He a lot of ownership, entrepreneurship. Talks about his businesses. 2 Chainz been rapping a very long time.
Yeah,
Titty Boy.
Titty Boy.
Mm-hmm.
He
For those that don't know,
I think, and I'm just like I'm grateful to the hip hop gods that they put this in tit to make this the album, because I've always thought that he could rap.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've always felt like 2 Chainz could really rap, because I've seen him just go off, and he's had like just spurts of like greatness, brilliance that I've seen. I saw him go off on Rap City in the basement when he was with DTP.
Ooh, yeah. I remember that.
And I was just like, when I hear him on songs, I'm like, why is he playing? Like,
because he got it trying to get the bag.
you feel me?
Yeah.
And so and he got it now, right? So
Now
like and he played around for a while, giving the ratchetness, and I was just riding, listening to Young Money Yon new CD. Just a sidebar like a motherfucker. I was trying to go through Pac's discography today. I jumped in the car and I started with Tupacalypse Now, and then sitting waiting on my wife to come out the store. I'm looking at Instagram and I see Young Money Yon dropped his shit, and I'm like, he did just drop something new, and I go listen to that. I'm just so like wrapped into drug dealer rap right now. Like, street drug dealing rap is just like my taste for music right now, and I love it all. But it really, with 2 Chainz, he still gave me my dope dealing rap, and he gave math, he gave history, he gave just game, and he just opened up a new spot in Atlanta. Or he just got the permits. Something I saw on Instagram, his second restaurant, because he got a spot called Escobar's. And I just can't remember the name of the new spot, but I know the spot at Escobar's, he got a big mural painting of his son on the side of the building.
Oh, wow.
And he just touched on a bunch of that in his rap. So if y'all haven't listened to Rap Will Go to the League, I highly suggest. I'm sure by this time it's streaming.
It's in rotation.
It's in rotation.
Not in mine yet, but I'll check it out.
Oh no, it's fire, bro. Like,
it
I'm super proud of that, brother.
It's definitely something that I felt like, you know what, I could play this all the way through.
All the way through, no skips.
And not skips. Mm-mm. And I mean, for 2 Chainz, because we know 2 Chainz, Titty Boy, whichever one you want to call him, he ain't really known for a full straight go through, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he definitely delivered. He actually provided some decent content on this particular album.
Okay.
So I really prefer it, especially right now. My taste right now, man. I'm getting back to that old school '90s R&B.
Did you?
Man, dude, I've been playing some old school '90s R&B for like 3 weeks straight, dude.
Yeah.
I just been.
Who's number one on the place selection?
Right now, man, you can't let go of Belle Biv DeVoe. I got them on rotation. I got who else do I have right now? Unfortunately I had to let it play through my little Spotify, so it just kind of goes randomly.
Oh, okay.
Right? And I sometimes catch myself with the R. Kelly hit, and I'm like,
Kells, God,
Kells. Florida? Listen, let me say something.
Let's go.
You can't. So I got a couple things I want to touch on yours, and I definitely want to touch on that real quick.
Right.
You can't. Please do not stop listening to R. Kelly's music.
No.
I get it. Please,
I get exactly what you're talking about.
Please
it's
don't.
only when I'm with the wife.
You know,
the wife.
she can't stand it. She shut him off. I'm glad mine decided not to. I mean, she still loves Kells.
And I'm like, look,
you know,
the man's music, and regardless of where you think his message came directly from, take the man away.
The music is undeniable. The music is undeniable. Like they were trying to give Mike his hard time. I'll never stop listening to Michael Jackson.
Never.
I don't care what you say.
I don't care who you say. What you say.
He's the king.
Yeah. I'll say this. After 12 play, I just kind of like R. Kelly is just cool. To me.
Wait, hold on. Like,
12 play and then 12 play and then take that back.
Thank you.
The second album, the next album.
R. Kelly.
TP.
The R. Kelly album. The blue
Oh,
one.
yeah,
The blue
the
one.
blue one.
I was
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
say,
I
now,
bumped
hold
that.
on,
Okay,
Joey.
okay, okay.
Hold on, Joey. What's going on
Because you
here?
know.
Okay, yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah, the blue one. The blue one.
After that,
Yeah,
like my
TP
wife and I,
1,
we
2, 3.
Yeah, all that. The
chocolate
even-
factor. Like I know, I just like it's
The chocolate
okay.
factor. The chocolate factor is awesome.
the double album.
It's
I
okay to
wouldn't-
me.
Yeah.
But 12
Double,
play
yeah, the
and
double
R.
up
Kelly,
on
those are
Yeah.
my joints. I'll
Yeah,
play
yeah.
those.
I've gone back and listened to R. Kelly in public announcement.
Yes.
Bro.
Honey
Right.
Love.
Honey Love.
Yeah.
Come on.
Bruh,
Hey,
come
Mr.
on.
DJ.
Right. Good song because it's good music.
Man,
because he makes good
Hey
music.
Love.
Yeah. Hey Love.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Like he got
Yeah.
and again, I understand like and I'm totally against what
Yes.
he's being
What is-
accused of,
yeah.
right? And I stand with the women 100%. At the same time, like I don't know if it's such a great analogy, but shit, Jay-Z is a noted former drug dealer.
Right.
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 And
that's
crack
gonna be that's
cocaine,
segueing into my right.
it has
Tore in our
pillaged
community.
our community.
Yeah, it's ravaged it bad.
Right.
And there's still effects from crack cocaine today in our
And it
community.
always will
and
be.
it will be.
Yeah.
There's effects that still trickle down.
Right.
So we've forgiven Jay-Z. But now I think the thing is, the difference is the crimes are different for sure.
Right.
And-
He's not doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
And-
it's not
and
forced upon you.
He used that to to like catapult himself into legal
another, yeah.
business, legal empire. And he's done a huge amount of philanthropy since then.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that the issue is that
Kennedy's did it too. They
Who?
just didn't sell crack cocaine.
yeah,
They sold
exactly.
alcohol.
Shit, Reagan's and
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
it's
the
all.
list goes
So,
on
I
and
mean,
on.
that's
He
yeah.
He just followed the
but
model.
Kel's like, nigga, you still with the function? Like,
Like, yeah, they,
Like,
have,
yeah.
they have two of them come
Like, you ain't-
on
you-
interview like,
you ain't got right yet,
you
bro.
rocking with
Like,
him.
Yeah, you should have learned something the first time.
come on, man. That's just
Yeah, shame. Fool
it's
me
too
once,
much.
shame on you. Fool me
Right.
twice, shame on me.
100%. And
And we have, as listeners and as people who put out content, we have to be mindful that we want to make sure that we're sending. I like the fact that you said we stand with the ladies, because if he's guilty of what they're accusing him of, then whatever punishment he get, he deserves.
all day.
Period.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm
You
not.
know?
I'm not one that. I'm not one that's even taking a stand or giving an opinion as far as the criminal conduct or the criminal level of the situation.
Right.
That handles itself.
Yes.
Right. So
Yes.
I'm not defending them. I don't judge them. I don't say take them down.
It's not my place.
It's not my place.
Right.
I want the legal system and justice to do what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
We're just talking about strictly music. Like we can't. Like the art's not going away, bro.
No.
Like the
Right.
art's there, and
His music was there, man.
there's
when we
memories
loved it.
tied to
Right.
that music.
I would
Regardless,
still be listening to Your Body's Calling Me.
come on,
Man.
Yeah.
I know what I did to that song. Man.
you feel me?
I did want to say this, and when you mentioned not having any trap music on 2 Chainz' new album, and there's something that I've been kind of following lately is the whole situation with Cardi B, and then I know
I don't know what's going on with that.
Rose chimed in. So I don't know if someone recently has accused her. I don't know the full story, but I know it has something to do with her former days as a woman of the night,
Right. Right.
and
I
her
like that. I like that interpretation.
Yes.
not treating her customers with proper respect that the woman of the night should. Now,
Okay.
a lot of people will say, well, should they be? If they're tricks, they tricking, so should you be
You do what you
treated
gotta
with
do.
respect? I mean, and listen, living in this town,
bro.
working in the
Right.
hospitality industry, I done seen it a whole lot of times
Yes, sir.
where you see them running out, and
Man.
then you see dude come down maybe 2-3
Like,
minutes
what's-
later in
like,
his
what the
robe,
hell?
and it's like, yo,
One of those.
Like, where she at?
You
Which
can't-
way did she go? Which way did she go?
who you gonna call?
Ghostbusters. Like,
That's
you
about
ain't
it.
got- yeah,
that's
you
like
ain't got
that's like
nobody
a
to call.
dope dealer getting robbed.
Exactly.
Right.
Who you gonna call?
Who you gonna call?
Who you gonna? What are you
Spot
gonna
got
say?
right. Spot got hit. Who you
You
call?
can't. Yeah, you can't.
So-
you can't. Yeah, no.
I was tricking, and she slipped me a Mickey.
Right.
I paid her for her service, and then she slipped me one
Right.
and got a couple more dollars.
Right. She
No.
got me, or she told me to go get in the shower, and it was the last
No,
time I saw her.
you can't
Right.
It
tell.
happens.
You
Yeah.
can't.
So you,
Listen, at
but
the
my-
end of the day, you the fool.
So she's been getting a lot of backlash for that. And then I know Rose came to her defense because he also,
He lost the Reebok
recently
deal.
He lost the Reebok deal because
for a
of,
line in his rap, bro.
right. So my question
Wait,
was,
what?
he lost the Reebok deal for,
He alluded to saying it was something like he put a pill and a girl drink and got her loose or something to that effect, and lost his Reebok deal.
Now, you can talk about selling drugs all day long.
All day.
Right.
But you talk about slipping somebody up and then
I can
you
talk,
lose.
I can talk
and
about
I get
slowly
it.
killing the person.
I get it. I get it.
Right.
So I was wondering if some of these rappers are starting to get the idea or the notion that, you know, we can start losing major sponsorship because of some of the things that we've said.
Well,
and is that a way of?
I mean, I think not that per se. I think it's what's a hot topic right now,
There you
right?
go.
Like we just came, you know, we are a year removed from the Bill Cosby situation,
Bill Cosby, I like that.
right? And then all of the things that are followed behind that is a very touchy situation. The Me Too movement is huge right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So anybody that even alludes to that, like that it's like a boiling pot, right? Like you put your hand in that, you're gonna get burned.
For sure.
And we as people always want to dig up dirt. So if this was something that she did and somebody figured out, oh, Cardi B is finally famous, well, let me tell you what she did back then.
Right.
They trying to diminish her on some level, and this particular situation just happened to be in that hot boiling pot.
Got it.
Right? Like if it was something else, I'm sure she'd get a little heat for a little bit and it'll go away. But the fact that she's in that realm with everyone else,
right?
Of the
it's gonna be highlighted.
It's gonna be amplified like
sir.
crazy. You know what I mean? And a line and a song, which probably didn't mean nothing. He probably just thought it was hot at the time. Whether he did it or not, let's just assume he didn't. And he just and just got rose with it. Officer Ricky just decided that, hey, I'm gonna put this in a track, and now he got
Officer Ricky.
You on fire today,
right? But you get what I'm saying, right? Like
on fire today.
Like
boy.
It's one of those where you think I mean, whether you did it or not, you decided to make it happen, right?
Yeah.
With Cardi B, her situation was potentially real.
Right.
Like she was out there doing what she had to do, going to get that money to afford
Launch
a living.
Career.
Right? to make it happen.
Right.
And because it just so happened to be in that boiling pot, that's where it becomes amplified. That's where you become more scrutinized.
Yeah.
And that's why a little line like that in a song gets your Reebok deal pulled, but you over here rapping about drug dealing and all kinds of stuff in all your albums, and they like, let's sign up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because
that's not
a hot topic.
Right. That's not a hot topic.
But not any of it.
Yeah.
Right. That's not a hot topic.
We'll take all of that.
Can you imagine how much that cost him?
Yeah, for sure. A couple million.
Oof.
Easy. But
a couple tens of millions.
I think that it's getting a little scary when you can be chastised for use of your freedom of speech in Rick Ross's case.
Mm-hmm.
Rick Ross, I feel, was like more of an entertainment level. You've never heard him have a conversation to say that, I pop pills in girls' drinks to get them loose, or I don't remember any accusations or anything coming against him about saying, any girls accusing him of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's really touchy.
What song was it?
I forgot. It's probably on Rather You Than Me.
Probably.
Because it was around that time.
I was gonna say, that's the last album he put out.
Or it might have been right before that, because I think it was one of the mixtape. Because he drops when he dropping, he dropped.
Yeah, right.
He just been off for a minute.
We need some Ross back too.
We do need the Game needs a Rose album.
Yeah.
The Game definitely needs a Rose album. I've even read recently where they are allowed to use your rap lyrics to charge you with crimes. And I think that shit's getting really hairy.
But you can't decipher what's fiction and what's non-fiction.
Absolutely.
That's good. That's a.
I mean, but then you got. You do have some dummies,
right,
that don't understand statute of limitations, or really did some dirt and got a little too descriptive in their rhymes.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not mistaken, Bobby Shmurda's in jail, and they used a rap line.
Wow.
That tied him to what they were investigating him, and he admitted it in a rap or something. Oh. I could be mistaken. I thought I read that.
Interesting.
Well, I mean,
that's a slippery slope.
I think it
exactly.
It boils down to the fact, in the rap game, you want to create that cred so much. You know what I mean? Like that you go. I mean, look at 21 Savage.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? Like, come on now.
Yeah.
But I mean, 21 been here since he was in elementary school, right?
Yeah, and I mean, not to say that he
ain't what he
is, or what he portrays himself to be, but I mean, at the same time,
zone
like
6 nigga standing up for 21. He's zone 6,
right? You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, so many people that want to, when you trying to get on, you want to portray your cred so much that, you know, you may slip up and tell a truthful story,
right?
That you ain't really supposed to,
because of the desire to be looked at as authentic.
Because
because nobody lies in their rap.
What's the dude name? T Grizzly. Yeah, didn't T Grizzly his first track that he came out with,
Fresh Out,
was like everybody was like, I believe him.
Oh my mama, that's what I said. I think I think we talked about that in the office.
Right? Yeah, like
when you listen to that album,
I don't know if he faking that one. Like
he did that.
But if somebody came in and was, I mean, granted, he did the time for it.
Absolutely.
But if he didn't at the time, like, you can't deny that.
Right.
Like, I would, I can see why they would want to use somebody's rap lyrics as evidence to a
because you were so descriptive.
I just feel like we're getting to a point where, you know, especially in hip hop, and maybe we're not getting to the point, maybe we're already past that, where, you know, life is imitating art.
Yes.
Right. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I mean, because Ice Cube was, you know,
the godfather of this,
right? But he was but he was writing what he was seeing,
right?
It
was art imitating life.
It was art imitating
100%.
life, you know. But now it's, you know, because these cats are so apt to want to get on and portray themselves that they're willing to do that. And now I'm gonna talk about my brag and boast about it,
right?
And real gangsters don't do that,
right? Hey, somebody I can't believe, was it Charlamagne? Somebody like, nigga, how you wait till you get on to catch your first felony?
Right, that's dumb.
Right. Like, you became a rapper and then caught a felony?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. You're supposed to be...
Pusha T say, a rapper turned trapper can't morph into us, but a trapper turned rapper can morph into Puff.
What?
Like,
come on now.
Nigga, you don't start rapping and then say, I'm going to go get the pack.
Right.
Or you feel me?
Yeah.
But
he's speaking on
the but they doing it.
But at the same
time though, you should be you're a street poet, so you should be at that point, if you've already released an album, you should not be.
Come on,
you putting yourself in the best. That makes no sense.
In 2019,
that makes no sense at all.
Ride with what you on. If you got put on because of some music that you didn't truly, you portrayed that you didn't truly do, just keep going.
Right.
Like, you ain't got to run out there with no gun. Like,
ain't nobody gonna really investigate. Like, just don't be saying, you know, killer, and then you get, you know.
Right.
I just want to know when we're gonna get back to. When are we gonna get back to like? Don't get me wrong. You know, there's a level of gangster rap that I love. You know, and I always love because I came up in the original.
Mm-hmm.
But when are we gonna get back to where it's not just about that? It's just like you mentioned it earlier. You was hoping that we was gonna go back to a golden age. We can't get back to a golden age until we get a broader spectrum of what the music really stands for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like,
right.
It's so far in one lane, or at least that's what is given out to the masses.
Absolutely.
That's what's poured out to the masses. We need more of the other side of the rainbow that is also poured out to the masses. You know, we need more Tribe Called Quests.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
We need more. We need more Souls of Mischief. You know, some Far Side.
On,
you know,
man.
we need more of that. Not to say that we don't have some of that now, but we need it to be broadcast more.
Right.
We need to hear it more. There needs to be a level of love in the music and more messages, positive messages that will make you take a second to
sit back and
think. You know what I mean?
I think the times dictate that, though.
Well,
the times have been bad no matter what.
I'm saying though, like, there's no movements that the youth can really get behind to say that, like, it's some positive, highly publicized movements. There was Stop the Violence movements back in the golden era that got all that.
We still got violence. We still got
it. But where's the movement though?
Right.
The times ain't. There's no leadership coming from in the form of rap.
Well, and
There's nobody.
I don't know that
think-
you need the leadership per se, because you think about A Tribe Called Quest, like they weren't a leader.
No, and
In-
I'm not.
in
no,
regard-
in a
in-
sense- I'm
in
not saying
all
like
regards, right?
a
Like-
leader in the sense that I'm the vocalist for it. I'm saying artists that are willing to put the music out to dictate the times.
I got you.
But where do we lay that responsibility? Do we lay that responsibility on the heads that have been in the game, your Puffies and Jiggers? And I will say this: there is a movement now. It may not be a stop the violence movement, but there's a entrepreneurship movement right
Absolutely.
now
And it's in the music
and
though.
it is in the
I'll say
music.
it's in the
That's true.
music.
That's true. You got a point there. So we need to. How can we build on that, and how can we, start to go and bring back a little bit more positivity?
Well, and I think it just comes with the person, the artist, I should say, understanding their message and understanding the move that they want to make. Like, I keep bringing his name up, Tobe Nwigwe. I just went to his concert a couple weeks ago, and man,
And you put me up on Toby.
rocked
Right
it,
here
dude.
in this room.
He rocked it,
He hard.
and
He's so hard.
man,
Yeah.
and I'm telling you, he's got 3 albums out right now, and he's slowly
And he got
making.
his own lane.
He got it completely own
Own
lane.
lane.
Yeah.
They do their own original music. Like, they don't do no sampling. Like, he's taking it. Him and his people, the people around him, are taking it back to true. Like, this is what we
Nah,
doing.
And
Our
he a real
own.
MC.
He a real MC.
Mm-hmm.
His producer produces their own music. Like that. So his last 2 albums, more originals and 3 originals,
Mm-hmm.
ends the album with an interview of the group. So their DJ Reeks, does an interview with them, and they talk about, like, how did you progress and all this
Right.
other stuff. And he talks about how she, his producer Nell produced just all original music and how it came to be.
Mm-hmm.
And they just talk about their daily grind and how they perfected themselves. But I bring his name up to say that from a message standpoint, he is completely positive, no cussing,
Good.
talks about God, talks about his wife in almost every single
His
track.
wife is the backup singer.
Yeah, his wife is the backup
Keeps it in the
singer.
family.
Totally
Like,
call me
she is-
fat.
Man, right. And to see them all, like, to be able to meet them when I did, like all of them are like, they're down, like they got it, right?
Okay.
And I think that
When we get off the air, send that to me so I can listen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nah,
so
you gotta
I'll
go check out.
definitely- I'll
I
hit you
went
with
that night.
everything.
I heard
Yeah, I'll
all
hit you
3
with
albums.
but I
go
say
ahead.
that to say that when you're locked into what your message is
Mm-hmm.
and what you truly want, like, he's not worried about the mainstream. You know what I mean? And I
Good.
think too many people who truly have a message that they can really bring to the table like that
Mm-hmm.
get caught up in what they see on TV and what people are paying attention to right now versus
Right.
staying in their own lane
Yeah.
and really trying to create that. And I think that's where we get in those pseudo fake thugs that are in there that can probably come in here and truly rap,
Yeah.
but they just know,
You stupid.
you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, whatever. They just know mumble rap and the whole 9 because they feel like that's what people are paying attention to. So let me jump in right now.
Right.
Versus and J. Cole says it in one of his tracks on KOD, like, you riding the wave, and when it's over
Said and done.
and the kids get too old for your music,
What you
you
gonna
gonna-
go back to?
you
You
gonna-
don't have the basic
You're
fundamentals.
gonna be on Love and Hip Hop,
Yeah.
trying to make it. like you, and I think that's just where it is. People just don't understand the fact that, hey, this is where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
This is the music that I truly want to make, and I'm gonna ride that until it makes sense. And
Got
I think Toby is a good example of someone who kind of rose through the crowd of all the other noise that we have in this industry.
Well, talent is undeniable. So, I
Right.
mean, if he's talented, then, it speaks for itself.
Now, we could get a golden era if we get people to start thinking about the end in mind.
Yeah.
Like,
Begin with the
You
end
feel
in
me?
mind.
Right.
Yes.
they don't, they're thinking about today.
Right.
And if, as a rapper, me streaming my music and me doing these shows is my only way to survive right now,
Mm.
that's all I know.
Yeah.
So this is why I'm making this music, because
Mhm.
it's paying the bills, it's paying everything. So but if you come in with the end in mind, like, you can do it. You can do 2 Chainz. You can do
You can
all
do
the
victory.
fun rap,
You can
trap,
do
all
victory
that,
lap.
and then end up with
Ooh.
Rapper Go to the League with your
Yeah.
3rd studio album.
Right.
Because you've already done the nonsense. I've already established my brand.
I've grabbed your ear.
You want to hear what's
Now I
coming
got
from
a
me.
fan
You know?
base.
And then I just slapped you over the face with realness, and you're like, it's dope.
Yeah.
It'll work. But when you just a one hit, like I'm riding the wave because this is what's in right now, and I know if I can my way through this, I'm gonna get the bag.
Yeah.
Right.
And the bag has become too important.
The bag is way too important. If
Like,
you dope, the bag is gonna come.
Right. Yes.
Say it again.
Yeah, and this translates all
Everywhere.
across the board, because this is a
Everywhere.
conversation that I was having about Zion Williamson and whether or not he was going to play again. And I was listening to Charles Barkley, and we'll segue into some sports later, but I was listening to Charles, and he said, when is money more important than the love of the game?
Right.
What if Zion Williamson said, you know what, I'm going to play 4 years of college ball. I already got a shoe deal. I'm going to play 4 years of college ball and get my degree and go do something else.
Right.
Or if I play 4 years of college ball, I'm still probably going to be the number 1 draft pick
Period.
because I can play.
Like,
And
why
now I've built up more stats, more desire.
Exactly.
You know, if I get injured, I get injured. I mean, that's just a part of the game. It's
Yeah,
sports.
I can
It's
get injured in college. I can get injured in the league.
I love the fact that he came back and played.
But you said something very important. The bag has gotten too important. I mean, we've lost the love of the artistry, a love of saying something, meaning something, and passing something along, because you can get that bag, but are you going to have that bag in 5 years?
Right.
Because nobody's listening to your music anymore?
When the bag has become so important over integrity, it's like you'll spend it away.
Yeah.
So it's not gonna last. You're gonna go spend
You're going to be through it.
your money on shit that niggas who couldn't wait till they got money spend their money on.
Right.
You feel
Right.
me?
That's so basic, but it's so genius.
You're right,
'cause
exactly.
You're absolutely right.
Well, that actually brings me to a question, though. Now that we're talking about 2 Chainz, do you think he, in the beginning, chased the bag and now understood that it ain't about it? Because he was DTP, he was
still trying to get his shine,
I'm not
too,
gonna say
though.
low level.
He was trying to get his shine too, though.
He was
You know what I mean?
He was
a
Devil Bad
lot more
Boys.
competitive even
Right.
then at that time. Like it was more niggas who could rap.
Yeah.
Rap.
And then went from Titty Boy to 2 Chainz, and then like put out trap.
I think a lot of cats have not only 2 Chainz. I think a lot of guys have felt that, you know, that the bag was the most important thing, and then you grow up, you mature, you realize, man, because I'm sure he probably went through a few bags and then was like, man, just imagine what I could have had if I would have just been smart with that first one.
For sure.
A lot of cats, Jay-Z alludes to that a lot in 444. You know, Dumbo.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so.
And,
I just think
Rick
that
Ross
comes.
did the same thing.
That just comes with a level of maturity, and the great thing is they're willing to pass that on to the younger generation, because nobody really passed that on to us.
For real.
But you know, these young cats can start if they can
Now.
grasp the concept.
Exactly.
You know, now they can be 3 or 4 levels ahead of where we were when we started.
Yeah, I was 18. No one told me nothing about credit or real estate.
No.
Purchasing. I be thinking. I remember the homie bought his house back in like 2000-ish, and paid like $125,000 for it, and I just didn't have no concept of that. And at 21 years old, like no idea what any of that
was
meant.
a great
the
investment.
freaking the way it was gonna increase in value, appreciation. Because I'm telling you, I lived in the house, so I know you got it for like 120 something thousand in 2000, and then when I got my license in 2003. So I know in 2005,
Come on.
that same house for 120 was selling at
270, 280.
No, it was selling at 250 in that neighborhood. They were selling at 250.
They doubled in value
in 5 years, right? So a nigga would have just smacked him right then in 2005 and just said, I'm gonna just go find me something else and then go get me a 30-year fix and chill. You could have rolled the wave of the recession. And like now, my son, I got an 18-year-old son, 21-year-old daughter. I'm like, look, we might just as a family go buy a house
Right.
Yeah.
together and put y'all names on it. And we'll live there with y'all for 5 years. And then we're going to go buy the house that we're going to live in forever.
Mhm.
Right.
And then y'all can have that house.
Mhm.
And the only way that y'all can move a roommate in is if you're engaged.
Right.
Period. If you
Dude,
get engaged, roommate can move but it's still y'all gotta set rules, contracts, understanding this is how we want our house to operate. And then we're gonna take that and the money that we take out in 5 years, we're gonna buy y'all a condo with that. So now you got the condo that's just rental, passive.
Yeah.
And you got
Now
your
you got
house.
money coming in.
And then we got ours. And now we just started the property I work at is up for sale. They bought the property. The property was bought for $8 million in 2016.
It's a little bit of money now.
$8 million. It's on the market for $18 million.
Oof.
Just came up 10.
In
Right.
3
And somebody gonna buy it.
years,
quickly.
my guy. We got 4 offers on the property and we haven't even submitted for offers yet.
Wow.
Come on now.
And so like when the people come, the buyers come, I'm the property manager. So the buyers come and I got to show them around the property, ask me all the questions. I got the property at 100%. I've increased income 15% in the last 6 months. I can tell them everything. Who's this guy? Oh, he lives in 125. Like I know everything about the property, right? So the owners of the property are like my dogs. Like once they sell it, they probably gonna fly me out of town or something. But it's got my mind so wrapped into real estate right now.
Right.
And then like don't let 3 listings close. Like you feel real good about yourself. But I'm saying that shit all to say that right now I want to go attack the real estate market as a investor. And
not to mention the tax benefits and loopholes that you
For
can
sure.
take full advantage of. You know.
And
Absolutely.
just being the numbers guy that I am, I feel like there is a couple deals that I know about. Even if I had to go get me a fourplex, bro, like I think that right now out here we got a cool. If you think about it, 5-7 year run that you can go get breaded real quick
Right.
and walk away from it. Don't get greedy.
Yeah.
Don't think it's gonna last forever.
No, you know your stopping point.
Like and say, cool.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Cash out.
Or ride it.
Yeah.
Like if you ain't gonna cash out, you gotta be able to ride it. You can't be leveraging yourself
Too much.
too
Too
heavy.
much.
Because if you got the cool enough balance, then you can ride out. Jay Geiger got 27 houses.
Right.
You
Yeah.
feel me?
That's what I'm saying, man.
And gets rental passive income on every house. Like that's a great life to live.
Yeah. And it's only, and because the market is so high, people can only afford to rent houses. They can't afford to buy. They're not
Absolutely.
in positions to buy. So there's a huge market there.
It's here.
And as the market continues to climb,
Yes, sir.
you're only going to see more of that.
The
Well,
homie
and
said they selling houses for $5 in Detroit.
Yeah. I got a friend. I got an
And
agent
it's going
that
to come back.
I got an agent that I'm connected with right now up in Indianapolis, dude. She bought a house for $1.
That's
For
insane,
$1.
bro.
She's sending me properties right now, dude. I'm telling you, man, like from a legacy standpoint, leaving something behind,
Yes.
really, I mean,
That's where
real
it's
estate
at.
is the place to go, man. Like I'm connected with this cat in Chicago, and he built his fortune working as a Chicago police department, working in the Chicago police department. He actually is probably going to retire here in about 2 more months. But he started this 5-10 years ago. He built his business up all through buying real estate, like understanding what he wanted, what the dream was, and just went from there. And now he's taking it to a point where he's like, so crazy, man. He was like, my grandkids are already done. I'm working on my great grandkids
Look at
right
that.
now.
That's crazy.
Like, I was like, huh? You know what I'm saying? Like, to know that my kids are taken care of, my grandkids, even if he don't have none, he's just in that mind frame of,
Yeah, he's beginning
my
with the end in
grandkids are
mind.
taken care of, my great grandkids are taken care of.
That's
Like,
legacy.
I'm building such a legacy that nobody can, like, ain't nobody suffering. Everybody can come up
Everybody
on
can
what I'm putting together. And man, that blew my mind up so much, man. Like, I understood, yeah, you want to take care of yours and the people around you,
Mm-hmm.
but not even thinking of the people coming up. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, I'm in a mindset of, you know, my nieces, my nephews, and all of that stuff. But what about their kids?
Mhm.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm one of very few people in my family that have gone and done an entrepreneurial type of, venture and been successful at it. And now my whole goal now is to show them that you ain't got to do the 9 to 5.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like nothing wrong with it by any means whatsoever, because I've done very well on the 9 to 5. But don't feel like you got to go and that be your only thing, because what do they teach you in school? They teach you to go to college, to get a job, right? Spend $100,000 to go get a job,
right?
When you could just get out of high school and just go right there and get a job and just and build that information from there.
Yes, sir.
And that's the unfortunate part, and that's like that has been my thing. And understanding what this dude is doing, I'm like, man.
Yeah. And like you said, the thing that stood out to me about that whole story is you said 5 to 10 years,
right?
And working or being licensed at Keller Williams, big triple OG Gary Keller say you can be anywhere you want to be in this life in 5 years.
You just gotta have a plan.
You got the right 5-year plan, you can be anywhere you want to be in this world. And I believe that wholeheartedly. I've seen it. I've seen guys who came into the office with just a little more desire, drive, and discipline, or let's say they why was probably a little stronger than mine and blew up. Like you, and I'm looking like, wait, the fuck?
Right.
I help solve their problems.
Right.
Right.
No.
But it's just a different level of intensity and focus, and it can be done. It can surely be done. I'm reading the 7 Habits of Highly Influential People.
Highly successful people.
And it's a mofo.
Yeah,
like
a great book.
there's a lot of and what I'm learning about reading these self-help books, these mental strengthening books, is they all have the same philosophies.
Just worded different.
There is no secret weapon. There's no magic trick. It's
Diligence.
about 5 or 6 different characteristic traits that you must hone, and you got to stay on, and you're going to get there. And I think that that's something that we can do through the show, is start sharing experiences or different nuggets of wisdom that we get to help listeners figure out, how they can make it their own and build some legacy and leave something behind.
Absolutely.
And transition from a worker to a boss.
Right.
You feel me?
First book, Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Love that book, Robert Kiyosaki.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a great book.
Go from employee to at least self-employed, from self-employed to business owner, from business owner to investor, man. And that's the game.
Yeah.
Like that book right there is, man, that book is insane.
Yeah.
And I think the more people that, and I think we said it the last episode, right? Like it's just about the education that's out there, and are you willing to go find it?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like the education's out there for everybody. Another book that I just picked up that I got to read through, called Tax-Free Wealth. Because I keep hearing Jay-Z talking about, that
my lawyer's so good, I'm basically living tax-free.
Right? Like, I mean, when you hear that, I mean, and not just him. I mean, there's so many billionaires,
Donald Trump,
right, that are going out there, and they it's not that they
45?
that they
45 pays no taxes,
right?
Bro.
It's not like they getting over on people. They just got the right people.
They know the loopholes
to get in there, right?
Like, can't be mad at a nigga for being smart.
Exactly. They're there to exist for a reason, right? We are a capitalistic community or a capitalistic country.
If the laws allow it, can't be too mad at the homie.
And that's why I used to always joke as a kid, man, I'm Democratic until I become rich, and then I'm gonna flip. But but you got to understand it, right? Like, and not to be all political.
Income tax is a sham anyway. That shit is supposed to have been going after World War II.
Right. And here's the thing, man. I can't remember the last time I got a return, so I know for me,
return,
right?
Hit him with the Soldier Boy,
right? Return. Man, I'm just like, hey, at the end of the day, it's like, what can I do to make sure that I keep my output as little as possible? And now I understand where they're coming from, man. Yes, like, sir. I used to look at it from the other side of the coin, like, oh man, y'all getting over, y'all this, y'all that, No, I don't like cutting them checks.
No, I haven't cut them.
Right. Like, man, shit. I can't, man.
Uncle Sam taking grams out the bag, folks.
Man. The cat that I've been on, and I've been on him for a little while, is Dave Ramsey.
Dave Ramsey. Yeah.
Financial Peace University.
I got I have a Bible plan that I'm reading right now. with my wife that is all from that Financial Freedom book.
So here's my only, I'm not gonna say beef with Dave Ramsey. Like my only pushback to Dave Ramsey, because I've done this financial piece. I understand the concept and I understand the people he's trying to reach. The message he's trying to portray is that for those who cannot properly handle debt, like they use it as a income, right? Like those, yes, do financial piece, walk it to a T.
Right.
That's the idea. The one thing that I do not agree with his message is that he basically portrays it as all debt is evil. You know what I mean? All debt is bad.
Buy cash only.
Buy cash only.
Okay.
Cars, pay off your house, whatever. There's
a thing called leverage.
Right, which I understand at the end of the day, if you are a person who cannot control yourself when you have debt, because let's be real, there's people that go out there, they'll buy the nice newest car, they'll get a $20,000-$30,000 credit limit and they run that thing on up and get crazy.
Swipe or no swiping.
Right? And then they wonder why they in the mess, right?
Right.
That's what financial peace is for. Here's the only thing is when people start using that as the new like omen of that's how I'm going to live my life, it only lasts so long. When you got to go buy a car and you ain't got 45 grand because here's the thing.
You ain't got no new car.
Right. Like at the end of the day, I like nice things and I'm not going to stress myself out with going to buy I ain't going to buy no Bentley and no crazy stuff like that unless I can truly afford it. And I think that's where people go wrong. The one thing that he is trying, I understand the message because what he's trying to teach you is you are in control of the money. The money's not in control of you.
Right.
Where he's going wrong is the same conversation, but around debt.
Gotcha.
You're in control of the debt. The debt's not in control of you. And too many people don't understand that they are not in control of debt. They're in control of their money, maybe.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And really, I would say no if you're piling up debt, depending on your situation.
No, you're letting it control you.
If you're in it from a leverage standpoint, like
you're controlling it.
I'm gonna go take 20%. I'm gonna go put 20% down on this house, 20% down on that house, 20% down on that house, and I know that that's gonna bring me back cash flow. Yes, I'm. If you look at a portfolio, you debt to your eyeballs, but at the same time, you're using it in a constructive way to bring you back money.
Right.
Right. Like don't go blow $30,000 on a credit card because you want to take a fancy trip to Hawaii and show off for your friends,
exactly.
Or go buy a Mercedes E-Class when you really should be affording like
a camera,
a Honda Civic.
Yes, sir.
Right. And that's where I think he doesn't bring it full circle. He does talk about a very important part of it, which is controlling the money, which is why he brings it down to the cash system and things like that. I just think if you bring it full circle with the whole with controlling the debt, I think it would provide a more positive message, because I know that for sure. Like I listened, I've again, like I said, I went through Dave Ramsey's thing, but listening to Tony Robbins, like they don't jive. Yeah, they butt heads a lot because of the same conversation. Because Tony Robbins is definitely like unshakable.
Leverage.
Right. He's if you get a chance to read his book, Unshakable, he talks about how the market's changing and how to capitalize on the market when it does change. And I think, and he actually touches on that in the book a little bit. He doesn't directly talk about Dave Ramsey, but he has talked about him in some of his interviews. But I completely agree. Like you just got to control it.
Right. And I mean, shit, it's just like anything though. You take what applies for you, and if it don't, throw that shit out.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You gotta. Everything ain't for everybody. Nobody has the secret sauce to knowing it all. So
right,
just take some game.
Yeah, piece it together.
You feel me?
That's what I did.
Yeah.
I just pieced it together.
Switching gears a little bit. I don't know if we talked about it last time, but I'll just say it again because Kaepernick got his bag, so I'm back watching the NFL.
Man, his lawyer. How much does his lawyer get?
We still don't know. I still don't know.
It's still
undisclosed.
Okay.
You know, he had to sign a piece of paper say he ain't gonna tell nobody. But for him not to for him to say, okay, we settling, I figure it had to be something well worth it.
Right.
Will he be playing again?
I don't think so.
No.
I think they just
cash him out. Peace out. Don't even come back.
See you
We
later.
appreciate you.
Yeah, this was a go away. This is like a go away for
not
sure. I don't
only-
know.
He ain't gonna shut up. He's still gonna do his thing, but this is like, yeah, we colluded against you, and we're still colluding. Like that, so we're gonna collude and pay you,
Yeah.
get you up out of here.
I don't know if anybody will pick him up. I'd be surprised if somebody
For
does.
sure, I would too. It's been too long. Like the only thing I tell kids in youth football, like especially a kid going from 8th grade to 9th grade, they be like, "Oh, I'm not gonna play spring because I want to go work out and get ready for 9th grade." The only thing that keeps you ready to play football
Just
is
playing
playing
football.
football.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing else that's gonna get you ready. I don't give a damn how many ladder drills, how many times you punch that bag,
Yeah.
how many up downs you can do,
You got to get
routes
hit a
you
couple
run.
times.
Right.
Or
If
hit
you ain't
somebody.
playing the
Yeah.
game, you're a step behind.
Right.
So I think it's just been a little too long for him. He can come in and back up and probably get in and get back in a groove and probably work his way back, but he ain't going to start for nobody.
Right. No,
No,
I agree with that.
But with that being said, the Oakland Raiders will be here in Las Vegas in 2020.
Shout out to Brandon Marshall.
Shout out
Yeah.
to Brandon Marshall.
Marshall. The
Shout
newest
out
Raider.
to AB.
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
B.
Duda Brown.
Man.
I hope you don't get so many penalties, but we're going to even shout out Burfisit, Fontez, State. Bro, cut the shit. You feel me? Stay on the field.
No, that's what we want. That's
We need
Raider
you on
football.
the field.
Right.
That's Raider football. That's nasty.
I'm not
Raider
a man.
football.
I'm not a Raiders fan by any means, man. But I'm excited for
And I'm
Vegas.
sure gonna buy him a hat though. And I didn't buy no NFL gear in the last 2 years. The games did not play in my house. I like people would be like, Colin doesn't care if you're watching or not. He probably watches. And I'm like, yeah, he might not care. But this is just my show of solidarity. And we gonna ride this thing out together. And I felt like it didn't get the ultimate it didn't have the
Support.
ultimate
Impact.
conclusion that I would have wanted.
Yeah.
I
Right.
wanted them to get on the stand and say, "You niggas colluded, y'all foul.
Right.
Here
Get
it
it.
is."
Right.
But the
They ain't,
fact
never,
that
they ain't going down like
the
that.
fact they paid them though, like that's admission to guilt. I'll
Right.
take that high five. Y'all been watching the tournament at all?
Absolutely.
I have not.
What you been watching?
Absolutely.
Who you been watching?
Absolutely. I watched Duke last night. I watched Duke last week when they
No,
played.
my boys.
Yeah, you can't roll with no Duke. So.
Big boils
But-
down to do
Still
it.
you know
they-
all day, but I
they-
ride with Coach K.
That kid Zion Williamson, and they've got
And they didn't have Cam.
they've got such a great team, man. It's gonna be a great Final Four. I was expecting North Carolina to be there. I think North Carolina going down early busted a lot of people's brackets.
Mm-hmm. Bracket's been busted.
Brackets all done.
There's Michigan State in there too, ain't there?
Michigan State and Duke play tomorrow.
Yeah,
play
that's
tomorrow,
right. That's
yeah.
right.
Hmm.
That's gonna be a great
gonna be
game.
a
I
great game.
would be honest with you. I wouldn't even be surprised to see Michigan State get the win. They're a solid team. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're a solid team. And Duke is just really young. They rely on a lot of great athleticism and stuff like that.
Versus,
but
yeah.
it's going to be two
Sheer
great coaches
will
going head to head.
Oh,
and
Izzo
that's
and Coach K.
right.
Come on, man.
And that's
That's gonna be a great game.
Izzo's like Coach K is like 11-1 over Izzo, but
11-1, bro. 3-1 in the tournament. Yeah.
so that's
Got your
big time.
number.
Mm.
So it'll be interesting to see, man. I'm just
Something that
excited.
I like to see, like when when you see that coaching really matters.
Absolutely.
Like
Right.
when a motherfucking coach, they can coach.
Yeah.
Like they coach NFL, NBA level, they coach Little League.
Mm-hmm.
They can
They're
just
just doing
coach.
it.
Like
Make adjustments.
Give me.
Yeah.
Let me go find the boys that's gonna fit my system,
Mm-hmm.
and let me bring it to you.
And let me
Right.
bring it.
And I'm saying that to just talk about what Bruce Pearl has done at Auburn.
Well,
He got dethroned in a non-graceful way from Tennessee,
mm-hmm.
and went to an SEC school that has had no real success in basketball since Charles Barkley.
Auburn, yeah.
And
Yeah. And they're
Elite
winning.
Eight.
Yeah, they're winning.
Right.
They knocked off North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Knocked
Yeah.
off North Carolina. You
Yeah,
feel me?
that's right.
And I think that's I just think that's going to be commended. It's just like, especially as a coach, like I talk a bunch of mess about these Vegas youth football coaches because they in it for the glory of themselves and they're not really
Right.
into coaching kids. And it's some of the most disgusting things you'll see.
Yeah.
And
Crazy.
you'll see how
A lot of cats call themselves coaches.
quickly a man can
Right.
just turn into like transgender in a second. Like they change to women so fast. in this youth football.
Where did this conversation go?
And I just be like, bro, like,
Name some names. No, I'm just playing.
so I've been off for a year. We'll be back in the fall though. Vegas Crimson Tide. We could be rolling.
You back at it?
I can't wait. I'm coaching 14-year-olds, and I'm coming to take all of your championships, guys, with guys who can play and be coached. We're gonna play real football, taking it all. Watch.
Calling it out. I like it.
Calling out names,
and
huh?
I'm sharing this on my Facebook page in the coaches page. Let y'all know. In the fall, it's a wrap, guys. We back.
Man, calling out names.
Yeah, for sure. We coming. And I don't have no team put together. I've done no recruiting. If your boys want to come play with me, that's on them. I don't want to hear none of that Truman's recruiting my player mess. I'm just putting it out there. They know where it's at. That's it.
Championships.
And I won't even guarantee championship to start the game because I'm really not finna go out there and try to grab the biggest studs in Vegas.
Yeah.
I want kids that want to come play the game and
right.
learn it the right way.
Right.
And
Teaching
be
them.
disciplined.
Yeah.
And like, nigga, our 3-point stands, we get down, our fingers hit the ground at the same time. Like that type of discipline. We all backpedal the same way. Like
Right.
if we ain't about that, you can't come play for me anyway, because I'm gonna send you to go play for some other dudes. Like you think that, I'm just all world, I can come play. Nah, not over here, partner. We sit some down. I got I've been riding, I want to kick back to music just because it's like I've been having to go back to 2018.
Yeah.
Did y'all listen to No Dope on Sundays, Sci-Hi album?
I did not.
If you have not heard Sci-Hi the Prince.
Sci-Hi the Prince.
My Lord.
No Dope on
And I don't
Sunday.
think we talked about it enough last year.
Going up right now.
Yeah, nah. No Dope on Sundays is real live fire. That kid can just really flat out rap. He got some of the illest punchlines.
Is he still down with good music?
Still down with good music. He lied and said he was going to get his 7-song album sometime last year. I ain't going to say he lied. He teased.
Just didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kanye. Had a nigga up at 6:30 this morning trying to get them clay colored Yeezys, and we did not get
Did
them.
not happen for you. Was not a rap.
But boy, it was funky. And I don't got not one pair of Yeezys. I ain't paid over $100 for a pair of shoes in 10 years.
I tell you what, I have an admission to make. So y'all was early last year, probably around the time we first started, a little bit after we first started the podcast. Y'all was really up on Victory Lap.
Yeah.
And I wasn't. And I was just like, I'm going to listen to it. Only because I like to listen to music the way I like to listen to music. I don't want to listen because somebody else said it was done.
Right.
And I'm like waiting to fall off the cliff. And
Oh, no,
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
So-
I've had so many cats ruin albums for me
right.
for that road.
So I waited until probably, I don't know, maybe a month and a half ago, 2 months to really, really listen. I listened to a couple songs and I was like, all right, yeah. Man, that album was
Crazy.
definitely
Oh,
album
man.
of the year. I don't
Crazy.
know. It was a miss by the masses because that was
Right.
that was album.
Oh,
of
but
the
that
year.
Grammy
I got, like,
snub.
I got like 4 or 5
Album of
in
the
my
year.
in my rotation for
Album
my
of the year.
workout.
Listen,
Man.
album of the year.
Yeah.
And so and then I went back and listened. You know what I've been listening to the last few days is Streets is a Mother
Mm-hmm.
and Corruption.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that streets is.
Ooh.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun, dun,
It ain't about you.
dun, dun. Hey.
You like that?
Yeah. Oh, that used to be
Okay.
that joint.
But just the whole album though.
Nah,
I mean,
for real.
it really is a Corruption and Streets is a Mother. Great Corrupt album.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
corrupt in the
But-
guy.
I can see the correlation between the two. But yeah, Victory Lap, great album.
Oh no,
Yeah.
Hustle and shout out to Hustle. Hustle just closed escrow on the entire Crenshaw and Slauson strip mall,
Mm.
Oh,
where the Marathon store is located. He owns the entire.
Slauson Strip Mall?
Yes, sir. He owns it all, man.
Ooh,
Good for him.
man.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up.
Has he released some of his plans to update? And,
I know he was already doing. I know they was doing something like a little fish spot or something over in there. I know that those were plans like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
But no, I haven't heard anything about what he's doing. But like, just continue to make those moves, bro, and continue to
Yeah,
bless
man.
the culture
That's
with
big.
that game.
That talks about what
That's
you know,
big.
taps into what you guys were talking about earlier, ownership and real estate.
Yeah,
Telling you.
You know,
yeah. Other than
got-
that, man,
I got another confession.
What you
I
got?
since we
Oh.
confessing.
Oh my lord,
Usher, these are our confessions.
what you got?
Kind of in the same way. When people get real big about it, you know what I mean? Talking, you gotta go see it, you gotta go see it. Mine, last weekend, Black Panther.
First time?
First time.
I knew it.
Wow.
First
I
time.
knew it. I knew it.
Wakanda forever.
I knew it.
Man, and you know what, man? I think I came at it from a whole different view than everybody else. I don't know if I agree with everybody right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not running around.
You didn't like it?
No, I'm not gonna say I didn't like it.
What was it?
It was interesting that, of course, I've heard people say this. You know, it takes a false, the African city or African country or whatever,
Fictitious, yeah.
for people to get behind it. You know, whatever. I'm not going down that way. It was interesting to see the battle from within. You know what I mean? Like everybody wanted to be the top dog. They wanted to be the Black Panther, and it was almost like cannibalism, right? So it wasn't.
I didn't even look at it like that,
right?
bro.
That's the first thing.
It was all almost
the
like
different tribes fighting each other for someone to be top
we,
dog.
we fighting our own to be the top dog
Mhm.
versus because literally it was a very small moment of old boy who had the vibranium. What is it? Vibranium, and outside of that, it was a battle from within. You know what I mean? The nephew coming in and taking over, and him fighting
the big boy.
big boy. And I was just like, that's very interesting.
Hey, that's good perspective, dog. Like
to see that. I mean, and it's like, okay, we celebrating Black Panther, yes.
It's almost like crab in a barrel mentality.
Right.
Yeah.
Like what are we really saying? And that was just, but that was my.
I get it though.
And
I totally get it.
And so that was my thing. And I guess if I was to see, and I know they're going to come out with another Black Panther, that it's eventually going to happen, and he's going to go out and be the crime fighter that he is. But it was just interesting to see that.
Yeah.
To be the movie that
like
everybody was like, Wakanda greet me like this and that and that. And I was like, oh, okay, wow, that's pretty interesting. Because
niggas had to take down other niggas to be the nigga.
Right, yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, how many times are we doing that? And that's where my mind started going, was like, we doing that now. Like,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But so that was pretty interesting for me. But it overall, it was a pretty decent movie. It was well put together, well thought out.
I thought it was well shot.
Yeah, definitely well shot.
The visual.
The
visuals
my
were
man,
awesome.
got the Ryan Coogler, I think is his name. He on for the second movie too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The director. Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought that it was well put together, well shot. Nonetheless, regardless of where my perspective went, it was definitely something that I could watch again.
Yeah,
and if and when they come out with a second one, I'm all about it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to see Us so we can talk about it with Jerome. Jerome's seeing Us
tonight.
And he's
if
really ready for it.
You got to go see it.
And we ain't ready. So 2 weeks from today, we'll be talking about Us. We'll be a little late.
I don't know if I want to give the...
Don't give anything.
No, don't
just keep it to yourself. You got to let that marinate for 2 weeks.
And I said this to the fellas off camera, but I'm going to say it to everyone who is not going to see Us, because so many people gave me some mixed reviews. It was the shit. It wasn't. It was terrible. Get Out was better than this, whatever. You got to come at that movie from a very analytical mindset.
Okay.
Number one. Number two, you got to catch the cues from the jump. You just got to catch the cues from the jump and just understand the movie from there.
I go to the movies, I want to see every preview. I don't want to miss a second.
I don't like missing none of it. Let me have my popcorn first. I want to be there. Like,
dude, so matter of fact, speaking of movies and previews, man, Ma. Have y'all seen that preview?
I ain't been in the movies.
So first of all, I ain't been in the movies in...
That's a long time.
Right. I got to think about it. I think the last movie I saw in theater was Selma. Right.
Jeez.
Right. It's been some years. Right? But there's a preview of, it's called Ma, M-A, and it is...
Young M.A.?
No. Come
on.
Nah. It's old girl from The Help, not the main character.
Oh, Octavia Spencer.
Octavia Spencer. She's got a main role,
okay,
and it's not her normal comedic relief. She is very serious, kind of deranged. Like
they showed the previews at Us.
Okay.
Oh, we'll check it out.
You can look it up. You just type Ma trailer. I'm like, I'm gonna go see that.
Did you guys ever see The Hate You Give?
No.
Good?
Yeah, I'm on it. Let's
okay.
get it.
It's
for sure.
Red Box.
Yeah.
I
I'll go watch that.
thoroughly enjoyed it. My little man saw it in the movies and said, "You got to see it." You know, and it's obviously a play on, you know, thug life.
Right.
You know, but definitely
Because that's the one where
Definitely.
the kid was like they got pulled over,
Yes,
the brother and sister.
yes.
Okay,
Gotta see it. This is
Yeah. Okay.
outstanding.
doing
And
it tonight.
I'm surprised that
gonna
the
do
young
it.
girl who played the lead role, I'm not sure of her name, that she didn't get a nod for any type of
Anything.
Oscar or anything, because she really did outstanding. I thought she really did outstanding.
Okay.
I thought the movie was well put together. It had a great message. So if you haven't had a chance to see The
I'll
Hate You
check that
Give,
out.
definitely
Okay.
go check that out.
Okay.
Yeah, and
References to the greatest or the second greatest in my
Right.
yeah, whatever. We ain't going there. Yeah, he just threw me off with that nonsense.
Upside the head with it,
Thank y'all for tuning in.
no doubt.
Follow us on Instagram at For the Culture, the number 4 THA Culture. We'll be putting a website together here in the next couple weeks, so you can just have all the videos in one spot. We're on YouTube at For the Culture as well.
Shout out to those on our Facebook page who always bring great
Good content.
comments and
Right.
questions and stuff like that. Keep that coming, please.
Yes.
Love y'all.
Yeah.
Love y'all.
Yeah, come join the group. Come have some conversations with us. Still just doing our thing to push the culture forward in Vegas. We can continue to do this thing. Get out there, maybe this summer, sponsor a couple events. Get out there, meet the people, shake some hands.
Yeah.
And let's keep doing it. Winter is here. 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Winter?
Winter.
Mm.
Game of Thrones season.
Oh man, come
Can't
on
wait.
now. No.
Can't wait.
Okay.
I was like,
Man,
wait, what?
right.
I was like, it's warm
Wait.
outside. It feel good. We in
Winter
t-shirts.
is here.
Lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, you lost me on that.
Y'all
No
don't
game
watch
of-
Game of Thrones?
Never.
Not one this episode.
Not
Are you
even.
serious?
Not even.
No, not one
No.
episode. I have never seen one.
Not
But I do
even
watch
thinking.
Ozarks.
I'm gonna tell you.
Yes.
Listen, what?
Man, have
Listen-
you watched Ozark?
Man, come on. Of course I have.
Okay, I was
Listen
saying.
to what I'm telling you.
I can't. There's too
I
many.
heard
There's
it's
too many
pretty dope. I heard it's
seasons.
pretty dope.
I can't catch
Bro,
up.
Yes, you can.
No, I can't.
Yes, you can.
You got
I got
that
that
much
much time in my life.
This
You
nigga
probably-
ain't finna watch no TV that long.
Yeah,
That's all.
it ain't- I ain't got too much time in my life.
Still. It's nice
That's-
outside.
this is-
What
this
y'all on, like,
motherfucker-
season
This
10?
nigga up at 3 o'clock in the morning. This is Eric Thomas right here.
That's how you get money.
I get a buzz on my watch at 5:30. Jerome has completed all 3 circles. Nigga, it's 5:30.
I just barely got out the bed.
Just put the watch on. For real. But yeah, we appreciate all the love and all the support. Continue to check us out. We'll be back next time for the culture.